when it comes to relationships, age is just a number, but the way younger women treat older men they're attracted to speaks volumes, whether it's through subtle gestures, meaningful conversations, or their body language. The signals are there if you know how to spot them in. This video will dive deep into the little things younger women do when they're drawn to an older man, from the way they smile to the way they make you feel like you're the only person in the room. Will uncover the charming signs that can show you exactly how they feel. One compliments on maturity and experience when a younger woman is drawn to an older man. One of the most telling signs is how she admires his maturity, wisdom, and the wealth of life experiences he's accumulated. There's something incredibly attractive about a man who has lived through various phases of life, navigating its highs and lows, and still stands strong. A younger woman often sees him as a source of guidance, someone who has already faced challenges and emerged wiser from them. This admiration shines through in the way she listens attentively when he speaks, eager to why younger women are attracted to older men. Absorb his insights. She might frequently compliment him on his experiences, emphasizing how much she respects the lessons he's learned over the years. Whether it's a casual conversation or a deep discussion about life's journey, she finds herself captivated by his knowledge and perspective. It's not just about what he knows, but how he carries himself with a calm and confident demeanor that comes from years of growth and self-discovery. Her compliments go beyond the surface, focusing on the qualities that come with maturity, the patience against the level-headedness, and the way he handles situations with grace. She's not just admiring him for his age, but for the wisdom and emotional depth that come with it. Every story he shares is met with genuine curiosity, and she finds herself seeking his advice, appreciating the thoughtful responses he offers. This admiration isn't just verbal, it shows in the way she looks at him with respect and tenderness, as if she recognizes the value of the man in front of her and the life he led, engaging in deep, meaningful conversations. Unlike the typical small talk that fills the air in everyday exchanges, she seeks out those profound, intellectually stimulating dialogues that explore life's complexities. There's something irresistibly magnetic about how he engages her mind. His experiences, wisdom, and unique perspectives create a rich tapestry of conversation that excites her in ways she never expected. She doesn't just want to talk about the weather or superficial matters. Instead, she yearns for the type of discussions that delve into art, philosophy, history, or personal experiences. She finds herself fascinated by the way his thoughts flow, the way he articulates ideas with depth and clarity. In his company, she feels a strong intellectual connection that is rare to find, and she eagerly listens as he shares his thoughts on the world, his past, and his views on life. As they talk, there's a sense of mutual respect. He doesn't talk down to her or treat her as naive. Instead, he invites her into his world of rich ideas, making her feel like an equal. In turn, she offers her body language, signs of attraction, fresh perspective, and he listens with interest, recognizing the beauty of her youthful energy and curiosity. These conversations become a dance of ideas, an exchange of wisdom, experiences, and dreams. It's this intellectual bond that often deepens their attraction. The allure of these conversations is not only about learning something new, but also about discovering an emotional connection that transcends words. With every shared moment of silence after a profound exchange, there's an unspoken understanding between them. It's in these moments where time seems to slow down that the chemistry between them grows, built not just on attraction, but on a genuine meeting of minds, physical touch, or standards, her friends' expectations, or even her own inner critic. So when she drops this line, she's actually handing you the key wrapped in a ribbon of fake hesitation. It's not doubt, it's permission with a seatbelt on. What most men do wrong here is they challenge it. They either say, "Oh really, you don't?" with a cocky grin, or they try to lighten the moment by teasing her. But what she's looking for isn't a reaction, it's presence. A grounded man, a stoic man, hears that phrase and understands the psychology behind it. He doesn't make it about himself. He respects the fact that she's making herself vulnerable in her own way and doesn't need to be pushed to go further. That kind of man creates an atmosphere where she can take off the mask without fear. She doesn't have to pretend anymore. She can just feel without being judged. You want an example? Imagine you're at her place after a night out and she's looking at you with those slightly nervous, half-excited eyes. Then she says it. I don't usually do this, but in that moment, your energy matters more than your words. You don't rush, you don't joke, you just look at her, let the silence sit for a second, and keep the moment steady. She'll feel safe in that. And safety for most women is what unlocks the door to real intimacy. 3. Are you staying over tonight? She won't always say what she wants directly, but she'll set the scene for it. When a woman asks, "Are you staying over tonight?" or something like, "You don't have to drive home this late," she's not offering you a place to sleep. She's creating a space where intimacy can happen without needing to ask for it. It's a soft, logistical question that's really a bold, emotional move. And the reason it comes out this way is simple. She wants the moment to feel natural. She wants to feel like things just happened, that it was mutual, that she didn't cross a lie. Nay, she just opened the door and you happened to walk through. The truth is, most women don't want to initiate intimacy in a way that feels obvious or forward. Why? Because even in 2025, the fear of being judged for moving too fast is still real. So instead, she builds the conditions, makes the night stretch out, pours another drink, lowers the lights, and then casually asks, "You want to stay?" And if you're not paying attention, if you're too distracted or too eager, you'll either miss the signal or kill the mood by making it awkward. A stoic man doesn't jump at the offer. He doesn't make it weird. He simply says, "Yeah, I can stay if you want me to," and lets her lead the pace from there. That one sentence from her is less about sleeping over and more about staying present, being there when things unfold. And when you handle that moment with calm confidence without needing to force anything, it builds the kind of trust that makes her feel like you get it. You're not rushing, you're not calculating, you're just there. And that's exactly the kind of presence she's been waiting to feel safe around. 4. We probably shouldn't be doing this. When she says we probably shouldn't be doing this, she's already made the decision. She just wants to feel okay about it. That phrase is less about resistance and more about release. It's a tension-filled moment where desire and doubt are dancing right next to each other. On one hand, she wants to let go and follow the chemistry. On the other, she wants to make sure she doesn't feel guilty tomorrow morning. So, this statement is her way of giving herself emotional cover. It sounds like she's stopping things, but if you're paying attention, she's really giving you the green light. She just doesn't want to own it completely out loud. This is where the energy of a stoic man makes all the difference. A guy who hears this and starts reassuring her or trying to convince her, no, this is fine, let's just go with it, ends up killing the moment. He makes it about his desire, but a stoic man doesn't push. He doesn't need to fix the tension. He honors it, he lets the pause exist without rushing to fill it. And that stillness creates safety because it proves he's not needy for the outcome. He's just present for whatever she wants to feel next. In that moment, your job isn't to break the silence or move things forward, it's to hold space. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is stay close, stay calm, and say nothing at all. Because she's not looking for your permission, she's watching your reaction. If you can handle that conflict in her, the part of her that wants it, and the part that's scared to want it without flinching, then you become the man she can trust, enough to let the rest unfold naturally. 5. What would you do if we were alone right now? When a woman asks, "What would you do if we were alone right now?" she's not looking for a joke or a fantasy story, she's checking your temperature. This is her stepping into the mental space of intimacy before anything physical even happens. It's playful on the surface, but the truth is she's handing you the script and watching how you handle it. She's not just testing your imagination, she's testing your composure. Because if you get awkward, freeze up, or overdo it with some wild fantasy, she'll instantly feel it. What she wants is to feel that you're both comfortable with sexual energy, that you can hold it without needing to explode with it. This is one of those moments where being a grounded man makes all the difference. A Stoic doesn't treat the question like a challenge. He treats it like an invitation. He doesn't get flustered or try to be overly charming. He just lets his presence speak. Maybe he smiles. Maybe he leans in just a little. Maybe he says something low-key but confident, like that depends. Are you the type to tease or the type to act? And then he lets her feel the tension. That's the power of restraint in tea, and it makes everything more electric because you're not performing. You're just holding space for the possibility without chasing it. This kind of question is a fantasy window. She's imagining what it would be like to be close to you, to trust you, to see how you handle desire. And if you can meet that energy with calm, with a touch of playfulness and a lot of presence, it tells her more than words ever could. It tells her you're not thrown by intimacy, you're not chasing it, you live in it. And that's where she wants to be. Stoicism breakdown, Dada T, this point. You might be wondering, what does any of this have to do with Stoicism? Aren't we just decoding flirty phrases and reading between the lines? But this is exactly where Stoicism becomes your edge, because every one of these moments when she says, I don't usually do this, or are you staying over tonight, is a test of your inner state. Not a test like she's trying to trick you, but a test of how well you can hold tension without reacting. Stoicism isn't about suppressing your emotions or being emotionally unavailable. It's about mastering yourself in emotionally charged moments so you don't collapse into them. It's about letting the desire rise and fall around you without needing to control it, force it, or chase it. That's what makes a Stoic man so attractive in moments of intimacy. His stillness, his grounded energy tells her that he doesn't need her to validate him, doesn't need the moment to go one specific way, and isn't afraid of either outcome. He sees the signals, feels the pull, but stays centered. And in a world where most men either freeze or push too hard, that presence becomes magnetic. She feels it. She feels like she can explore her own desire without pressure. That's what creates trust. That's what makes her want to move closer. Not because she's being led, but because she feels safe choosing. Nang it, a Stoic man doesn't need to rush. He doesn't need to manipulate or impress. He simply shows up as himself, calm, clear, and fully present. And when she senses that, it opens the door to something way more powerful than just attraction. It opens the door to connection that doesn't need words to be understood, ... closing ... So now you know when she says, you're not like other guys, or she whispers, we probably shouldn't be doing this. She's not just making conversation, she's feeling something. She's letting you in without spelling it out, hoping you're emotionally aware enough to understand her without needing a roadmap. These phrases, they're not random, they're doorways. And if you walk through them too fast, you'll miss what's on the other side. But if you move with calm presence, if you listen more than you speak, if you allow her to feel safe expressing her desire without pressure, you'll find yourself in the rare space where real intimacy happens. Being that kind of man doesn't mean you say the perfect thing every time. It means you feel the moment and you respect it. You're not chasing validation and you're not flinching at vulnerability. That's what separates you from other men. Not a clever line, not a perfect move, but the strength to not need one. If you've ever experienced these kinds of moments, those little phrases that said everything without saying it, drop it in the comments. What was said? What did you pick up on? Or what didn't you notice until later? I want to hear about it. And if this video helped you see women and yourself a little more clearly, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't, and share this with someone who needs to stop chasing and start noticing. Because in the end, it's not about what she says. It's about who you are while she says it,